It's the U.S. versus China. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Right after midnight, President Trump imposed additional 10% tariffs on imports coming from China, which is retaliating.
The White House sees the tariffs as a tool to force China to do more to curb the flow of fentanyl from the country. They call the issue a drug war, not a trade war. But China is hoping to exact some economic pain against the United States. It's slapping a 15% tariff on coal and liquefied natural gas products, as well as a 10% tariff on crude oil, agricultural machinery, and large displacement cars coming from the U.S.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. Those Chinese tariffs will go into effect next Monday. President Trump delayed for a month 25% tariffs on Mexican imports. Why?
They've agreed to put in 10,000 soldiers permanently, like forever, 10,000 soldiers at their side of the border and stop fentanyl and illegal aliens from coming into our country.
He also delayed tariffs on Canadian goods after the prime minister agreed to do more to secure the northern border, also appointing a fentanyl czar. President Trump has a new cabinet member. The Senate confirmed Chris Wright as energy secretary last night. Today, the president will host his first world leader since starting his second term. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will go to the White House for talks. And also today,
a high-level delegation is traveling from Israel to Doha, Qatar. They'll work on the details of what's seen as the more difficult second phase of the ceasefire deal for Gaza. During phase 2, all remaining hostages will be released and Israeli forces will withdraw from the Gaza Strip.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Crews have pulled from the Potomac River more of the wreckage of the American Airlines regional jet that collided with an Army helicopter last week, killing everyone on both.
Additional remains were located, although the number of positive identifications stands at 55 out of 67. According to the Army Corps of Engineers, the priority, the focus, is a dignified recovery effort, and then salvaging wreckage comes second.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff. America's listening to Fox News.
It is time to take the quiz.
5 days a week, it's 5 questions in less than 5 minutes. We ask people on the streets of New York City to play along. Let's see how you do.
What are the 2 active volcanoes on mainland Europe called?
Is Vesuvio one of them?
Vesuvius and Etna.
How'd you do? Exactly. These get tougher, so hang on.
Take the quiz every weekday at thequiz.fox. Then come back here to see how you did. Thank you for taking the quiz.
As President Donald Trump begins his second term.
Promises made, promises kept. We're going to keep our promises.
Stick with the Fox News Rundown as history is made during his first 100 days. Whether it impacts your family, your wallet, or the world, our team of journalists will give you the sharp analysis and perspective you expect from Fox News. The Fox News Rundown, the first 100 days. Listen and follow now at foxnewsrundown.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
The Super Bowl is Sunday in New Orleans, where they're working to secure the big game after the deadly terror attack New Year's Day that left 14 people dead.
Kathy Lanier, the NFL's chief security officer, spoke during a Monday briefing.
I am confident that the safest place to be this weekend will be in this areas around under the security umbrella that this team has put together.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says there are currently no specific threats, and Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry says changes have been made following the terrorist attack in the French Quarter on New Year's.
Any gaps that we could find inside of this city, targets that we could harden, we did.
Officials are also closely monitoring cyber threats and human trafficking operations this week. Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
Last night was media night for the players as the Kansas City Chiefs try to make history, winning a third straight Super Bowl. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes told reporters he's
so appreciative of where I was drafted and the team that I have around me. And I know that it's a special run that we've been on. And so every time I'm here at media night or on this football field in the Super Bowl, I'm going to appreciate those moments because you never know what will be your last one.
Mahomes and the Chiefs will face the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday. The Florida Panthers, who won Hockey's Stanley Cup last season, went to the White House.
The first professional sports team to meet with President Donald Trump at the White House since he regained office. The Panthers were in Washington, D.C. Monday, celebrating their championship after needing 7 games to beat the Edmonton Oilers in the Stanley Cup final. The Panthers didn't make it easy on themselves, nearly blowing a 3-0 lead in the series before beating the Oilers 2-1 in Game 7.
And they lost 3, and I said, "Ooh, this is going to be a tough loss." That would, I don't know, that would have been bad. But that's the real champions can pull it out.
Joe Morgan, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are down the day after some tariff-related selling. The Dow dropped 122 points. The Nasdaq fell 235. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Faced with the loss of its biggest customer in Purdue, the Monterey Board of Aldermen approved on first and second reading Monday an ordinance to adjust water and sewer rates. The amendment will change the minimum monthly water usage allowed to customers from 2,000 gallons to 1,000. It will amount to a $12 increase on average for those living inside city limits. An accidental drowning claimed the life of former Cookeville High School principal Max Pettit and his wife last weekend. Clay County Sheriff Brandon Boone said first responders found the bodies after someone reported the couple missing from their houseboat on Del Hollow Lake. Pettit was currently serving as the principal at Jackson County High School. Crossville, Cumberland County Crime Stoppers seeking information on a suspicious fire that occurred late last year. A Facebook post from Crime Stoppers this past weekend said the blaze destroyed a barn on Blaylock Road December 26th. You're asked to call Crime Stoppers if you have any information about the incident. That's the news from WHUB.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're in the beautiful Willow Window Studio. Today's Tuesday, it's the 4th of February. It's 6:06 and back from the dead, Sheila Scruggs.
Yeah, I felt like death most of the weekend. I was
Girl,
sick.
You sounded like it.
Oh, and I still sound a little stopped up this morning, but man, when you checked on me Sunday,
oh boy,
I couldn't hardly talk at all.
It was rough. You sounded rough.
I have this upper respiratory thing going on all weekend. I was sick, but
It was like a mix between Stevie Nicks and Gollum from Hobbit.
give me the precious.
Yeah. It was crazy. A few things you need to know. You got anything sickly?
Yeah, sickly. Is that my name now? Sickly
Scruggs.
Well, I thought this was, the prices of eggs are affecting everything.
Yup.
Waffle House is going to add a 50-cent egg surcharge to all of their menus.
You are kidding me.
Yeah. So that was all across the board, all Waffle Houses.
Man, there are so many great local farms that have chickens that sell eggs. They're all over Facebook Marketplace or LSN, and they're cheaper than the store right now.
Yeah.
And
better for you.
And if you can support a local farmer, I see signs all the time when I'm out in the country.
I bet it's hard, though, especially for something like Waffle House, a big conglomerate like that.
Well, yeah,
too.
they got to order a whole bunch. It's not
Right.
like they can just get by on a dozen or two.
Exactly.
Eggs. Yeah.
But and it's the farms, the local farms I'm talking about that have for the free range chickens and everything, they're going to be a lot better for you.
Mm-hmm.
And bird flu has been like across all of the ones that have like the chicken houses and stuff like
farm
that.
stuff. Yeah. So absolutely.
I was watching something this weekend, and this guy, he was like a duck farmer.
Yeah.
All of his ducks, it was like 1,500 ducks.
Oh my gosh.
He lost all the ducks to bird flu.
That's crazy.
And then he had to lay off some employees, and it's just really hard on folks right now. But yeah, that's a big deal. Waffle House 50-cent surcharge on their menus because of the egg prices right now.
Well, how about that? The American Job Center, they're teaming up with the Cookeville Rescue Mission. It's a 10-week job readiness program at the rescue mission to support the men's program. So they'll go through a whole program with them about, how to put together a resume or fill out a job application and, just the how to get a job. And 10 days, and hopefully that some of those, that'll be the leg up that some of those fellas need to
Oh, yeah.
get back into society and have a job and live their best life.
I think that's good when they help them with the resumes and things like that. Because I mean, if you haven't ever done one, it is kind of hard to know exactly what do they need to put on there now, and it changes regularly anyway.
Never done one.
Of course he has, and he talks his way into everything.
I've never done one. I wouldn't even know where to start. Thank God for ChatGPT.
Thank God for networking.
Yeah.
I think it's you just talking your way into
No, I was
stuff.
talking about if I had to do one now,
You'd just go, Sheila, can you help me? Me or Donna, your wife.
Yeah.
Donna probably hadn't done one either.
I don't know. She's so pretty. They just give her the job and she walks in. Yeah,
that's true. Here's something that I thought was pretty cool. Bill Dance.
Yeah.
Of course, my old stomping grounds and where I'm from is Lynchburg, Tennessee. And right there, the creek that runs through Lynchburg, they're naming the bridge over that creek for Bill Dance. And he was really excited about that. He said, well, folks, I got to tell you, I'm downright humbled and honored to have this bridge named after me, the Bill Dance Bridge over Mulberry Creek in Lynchburg, Tennessee. It's the creek where my daddy and granddaddy taught me about fishing and conservation.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I just think that's really great.
I love Bill Dance.
And of course, Lynchburg isn't that far from Cookeville, so you need to go and see that bridge named after him. And of course, all of us love Bill Dance.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's a national treasure.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
For sure. In Gatlinburg and Vegas, they got those little chapels where you can just run in and get married.
Yeah.
Well, Cookeville's getting one.
Really?
It's called Meant to Be. It's a micro chapel, and it's for, running in and getting married, elopement. It's at 145 South Jefferson Avenue in Cookeville. They're going to hold their ribbon cutting March 7th, and then the grand opening will continue through March 8th. And right across the street from the county clerk's office.
That's a good place to have
over
it.
there, get your license, run across the street, get married, have it all done in one day, which I recommend. Ain't no use for all this hoopla.
Ain't no use of having to spend all that money because you're going to need that money when you get married. I should have listened to my mom and daddy.
That's right.
Yeah, don't spend it on a wedding.
Yeah, this would be a whole lot better.
Yeah.
Whole lot easier. The name of the business is called Meant to Be, MINT to be.
I need to try to see if I can have somebody on the show from there.
Kate Craig is the owner.
That's great. Well, I want to say congratulations and a thank you to Chief Randy Evans. Of course, he just recently retired after 41 years of service to the Cookeville Police Department. So he will be missed. We will have the new chief, Scott Winfrey, in this morning a little after 7. Good. Then our Cookeville Mayor, Lauren Wheaton, at 7:30. But we want to say thank you to Chief Randy Evans. 41 years on the force.
That's a lot to put in.
That's a lot that he's done here in this area.
Absolutely.
So we want to thank him, definitely.
The All Good Planning Commission is studying a site plan for a new restaurant off West Main Street, right near Highway 111. Keith Morrison said that the restaurant remains unknown, but there's going to be a building split in half with a restaurant on each side, is what they're thinking is going to happen.
Okay.
So I don't know if they'll be connected or if there'll be two separate restaurants. But we shall see. I'm sure that will leak out here soon.
Well, WCTE is hiring. They have an open position for the Director of Development. This position implements and manages all fundraising activities, including annual giving, endowment, and capital campaign corporation writing and grant writing, things like that. Then the expositor is also hiring a full-time reporter to work Monday through Friday at their office in Sparta.
Okay. We were just talking about, find you a local farmer, get you some eggs. There's 2 farmers from the Upper Cumberland, and they've been selected for a state program through the Agriculture and Forestry Leadership Program. Jim Bledsoe and Andy Davis. They are, there's about 50 farmers that they invited to this thing statewide, and we've got 2 from the Upper Cumberland going, Jim Bledsoe and Andy Davis. And so they're going to go learn about some different farming things, bring that back to the Upper Cumberland, and I guess teach, some of the other farmers what they've learned.
That's
or they're
pretty
going
cool.
to hold it all for themselves and go make all that money.
I think probably a little bit of both.
I think they're supposed to tell everybody, but I don't know that.
Well, that's all I've got on things you need to know.
That's all I've got too, Sheila.
Well, I want to thank Freedom Pond, Dana, and all the folks there for being a big sponsor of Your 2 Cents. They are located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. They've got Barnett bows and arrows. They've got guns and ammo. They've got jewelry, guitars, anything that you need. Check out Freedom Pond first.
I'm going to go get me one of those bows.
Yeah, they got a lot.
I've always wanted to try that out, and I did my research, and they really do have them at the best price there. So I'm going to run down there and get me one.
See, you did your research, and we've been telling you right, Freedom Pond. And then they can answer your questions, too.
Absolutely.
But they have a good selection. They have several of them to choose from.
I think it'd be, I think that I've always wanted to try it. I never have.
The bow and arrow, like you're bow hunting?
Yeah. And I just never have done it.
I think you'd like that because you like all the Viking shows and things.
That's what I'm thinking.
But it's not as easy as you think.
Oh, no, it's not. No, I mean, I've played around with it.
My daddy was a deer hunter, and, he did all kinds of hunting. And the bow and arrow was his favorite, but it was hard.
Yeah, it adds a whole other deal.
Yeah, he said he feels like it's the fairest of the hunting.
It is for sure the fairest, but even after you get one, then you have to go kind of re-hunt the deer because it probably ran off.
Exactly.
And
after he got a little bit older, all he did was do the shotgun. But but when he was younger, he goes, man, and he didn't have one of the 4-wheelers that he took back in.
Right,
I was like, now I'm thinking, how did he do all that?
Right. Oh yeah, I'm thinking about how much work it'll be, and I got a John Deere Gator.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of work.
Just throw it in the bag and come back home, but still sounds like a lot more work.
It is. I guess you kind of got it and clean it right there. I don't know. What's the best slow dance song of all time? That's your 2 cents.
Lord.
The best slow dance song of all time. Now, somebody, what did they...
Oh.
They started out with something funny. Oh, Thunderstruck is what the very first answer we got, and I was laughing at that. It was like, Thunderstruck.
I mean, I guess you could dance slow to that if you wanted to. Head over to News Talk 1077 and 1400 The Hub to get in on Your 2 Cents, brought to you by Freedom Pond at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. We'll be right back.
Call us before you dig. Accidents are caused each year because someone broke a gas line that they didn't know was there. Remember, not all of our lines are in the street. They go through your yard to the house. Don't take a chance. The Cookeville Gas Department will gladly check any area before you dig and tell you if there are any gas lines present. Help us keep natural gas the safest energy there is. Natural gas. Energy for life. This message brought to you in the interest of safety from the Cookeville Gas Department in cooperation with the Tennessee Public Utility Commission.
Welcome back to Smooth 92.2. I'm Dr. Love, and I want to hear the secret to your romantic success. We've got Brian on the line. Bright guy, what'd you do?
Well, I wanted to spice things up, so I surprised my wife with instant games from the Tennessee Lottery.
Oh, and did those work, Brian?
You know they did, Dr. Love.
It doesn't take a relationship expert to know you can't go wrong with February instant games. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Your home is your sanctuary, a place to get away from the stresses of life. Willow Window can help transform your home with the highest quality windows and window treatments. Choose from honeycomb shades, plantation shutters, or blackout blinds for privacy. Motorized window treatments can control outside light with the touch of a remote. Get your free estimate today. Call 931-WINDOW-1. Willow Window, 310 Newman Drive in Cookeville.
Willow Window, making your home beautiful again.
At Gentry's Power Equipment on Buffalo Valley Road, they bring value to your outdoor projects with unbeatable deals. Like right now, enjoy a $750 instant rebate on select Exmark laser models. Plus, take advantage of 1.99% financing for 48 months on all models. Need the perfect tool? Visit your local Steel dealer for expert advice and legendary products you won't find in big box stores. Seize the moment and elevate your outdoor game with Gentry's Power Equipment.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay, get your GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay, get your GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. We're here live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:21.
Excuse me, y'all. I'm still coming off of
Everybody else is too. I heard yesterday 1 in 4 people in Putnam County are sick with something right now, whether that's RSV, flu, stomach bug thing that's going around. 1 in 4.
Well, I took a home COVID test, and I didn't have that, but it was some kind of upper respiratory, so it may have been RSV.
Maybe that RSV.
Because it really got a hold of me, and then on Saturday night, I was coughing so bad I couldn't really catch my breath, and I was like, am I going to have to go to the emergency room?
And I've been Lysoling the crap out of the radio station.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, I think a few people have passed it around anyway,
Yeah.
so.
Do you want to try, Sheila?
What's that?
Maybe we can do this together. Roxy over at that Optimal IV, she's got that immune thing that she does.
Well, I need that right now.
Well, I was thinking, why don't we do that?
Yeah.
Because
especially now with everybody being sick and then building my immune system back up.
I think that'd be key.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Get a hold of Roxy and get that done. Maybe what we could do is have her in. She can do it while we're sitting here talking.
I wouldn't mind. I'll do it on the air.
Me too.
And then we can just sit there and have it pumping in us. If y'all are squeamish, we'll tell you to look away for a minute.
If you're that squeamish, you probably ain't watching or listening anyway.
Are we like that every day?
Yeah.
We'll make you squeamish every day.
According to my mama, that's why she don't listen, 'cause she's afraid of what I'll say. It could embarrass her. And then all the people at her church listen. At First Baptist, and they tell her things.
Uh-oh. Have you gotten in trouble?
No, they think it's great. But Mama gets embarrassed, so anyway.
Well, what you do most of the time is talk about how much you love your mama.
I know.
She is sweet, though. Your 2 cents is brought to you by Freedom Pawn in Sparta, and they are so great at sponsoring your 2 cents, so we just love them over there. So go by and visit them and check them out before you go anywhere else for all of your shopping needs, basically. And if you're a hunter, what are you doing going anywhere else?
Or just want to protect your home.
That's the truth. I mean, they've got a whole, it's almost could be a whole other building.
Absolutely.
They've got the gun and ammo area.
It's almost overwhelming.
It is, because I'm like, whoa, where do I look first?
Right.
But they have handguns, shotguns, rifle. I mean, they've got it all, and then all the ammunition you need to, and very knowledgeable people that they have over that section as well.
Absolutely.
So your 2 cents, what is the best slow dance song of all time? Excuse me, my voice is cracking.
I'm going to go with Keith Whitley, Somebody's Doing Me Right.
Oh, that's good.
I like slow dancing to that song with Miss Donna.
Just about any Keith Whitley song was good.
Yeah, you're right.
It's true. I was thinking Miami, Miami. I love that one.
Yeah,
but you
but
don't want to hold Donna and be singing Miami, Miami.
Somebody's doing me right. That's a good one right there.
That sounds like a good Valentine's dance to.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Set that up. And surprise Donna with it.
Yeah. Well, I just press play on my phone or something.
Yeah. Well, surprise her like that. Shh, don't tell.
Okay.
Susan said, "How deep is your love?" The Bee Gees.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one. People make fun of those Bee Gees, but when it comes to getting down, if you know what I mean, the Bee Gees really set the mood.
I don't make fun of the Bee Gees. I like the Bee Gees.
There's so many people that do, and then you catch them singing one of their songs.
They're talented.
Oh my goodness, so many number one songs,
Yeah.
and even number one songs they've written for other people.
I mean, I know they look weird.
That Barry Gibb, though, he can write and sing.
But they all look weird. I get the deal. But man,
they were something in the 70s too.
Yeah.
Sherry said, "Could I have this dance for the rest of my life?" That was an Anne Murray song, and then
yeah, I believe so.
Last Date. I'm sorry, Johnny Ferguson. Last Date was Floyd Kramer, wasn't it? That's an instrumental.
Maybe.
Yeah, somebody else said it. Kevin said Last Date, and that's Floyd Kramer. The Dance, Garth Brooks.
The words though.
Sad, ain't it?
Sad.
Yeah.
I don't want a sad song. I think that's why I like that Somebody's Doing Me Right.
And it's real sweet. It's romantic.
Right, because it's about a guy who was a chronic lever.
Yeah.
And
he finally found somebody good. You're Donna.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I like it so much.
Yeah, it's a good one. Charles said Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers. That's
Come on
a good
now.
one.
Yeah, that's a classic.
When a Man Loves a Woman. Ooh. Sherry said that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
We got another Unchained Melody. You can't beat that one.
No, that's a good. That's a good go-to on that.
Fred, I like this one. The Manhattan's Shining Star. I like that one. And then Eric Clapton's Wonderful Tonight. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
And if your lady wears a red dress, the lady in red.
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Berg.
That's a good one.
That's a good song.
Yeah.
I'm singing it in my head right now.
Is there any difference between what the men and the women are saying on that deal?
To be honest, it's mainly men that are commenting.
Well, I think that's the man's job in a relationship is to find the romantic.
We got some very romantic men out there, and you know what? I like that.
Hey, men are romantic.
The good men are.
It's just, you got to give us a chance to be.
Those bad men give the good men a bad reputation. Y'all should be mad at those bad men.
Oh, I don't like them.
But I think there's more good ones than bad.
I believe you're right.
I've been around, all the men in my life have been real good ones.
Well, we go through phases.
Well, I say all. The main important ones. My daddy, my grandpas, my husband.
I think
even Jason. He's a good one.
We all go through phases, though, because there's always a time where we're not the best. Where
well, all of us have days.
We don't behave.
Even that old John Norris, he's a good man.
Right. But I imagine he had a didn't behave phase.
You think? Because he's got that look about him.
I'm positive of it. And I don't know of one single guy who hasn't gone through I'm a terrible beehole phase.
Well, that's that testosterone.
I'm sure you ladies go through a phase too, but we're so busy
it's
in
called menopause.
So y'all get y'all's later.
Yeah. Y'all think y'all are getting real sweet, young, and you're like, oh, look how great she is. And then menopause comes along.
What the heck happened?
What did I get into? Well, engineer Mike said, Marvin Gaye, let's get it on.
Oh, well, Mike's just going straight to it.
Hey, he's real,
Yeah.
John Bill, not Jonathan. John said, These Arms of Mine, Otis Redding.
Ooh, great
Ooh,
song.
look at that.
Yeah.
So let me see. Yeah, there's some women in here, but mainly these men. We've got Sherry and Susan. Susan's the one that said, "How deep is your love?" And then, "Could I have this dance?" That was Sherry. And then the rest have been men commenting on these great songs.
Yeah. Well, get on there, fellas. Let's hear about it.
Good job.
We're 10 days away from Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to be thinking of that stuff. They got Super Bowl this weekend. So what you need to do is be ready for Valentine's Day before the Super Bowl, I think.
Yeah, because it comes pretty quick after, after the Super Bowl. Well, you got another...
You got just a few more days after that.
You got about 4 or 5 days because that Super Bowl Sunday and then the following
But
Friday.
I think you just need to be prepared before then.
Yeah, because it'll slip up on you real quick. So you can get out your wild craziness during Super Bowl Sunday and then get romantic on Friday.
Yeah, I might even give her a little something there before the Super Bowl.
What's that? Well, I'm not going to ask. What's that little something?
You know, a little, maybe a box of chocolates or some flowers before the Super Bowl, and then give her real Valentine's present and a nice night out.
I always loved it when my daddy, he would buy us the little chocolate candy, like there'd be 4 or 5 in a box, and Mama would get the big one.
Yeah.
I always thought that was cute because he took care of his girls, you know.
A great way to go ahead and make some plans and save a little money. It's Half Price Upper Cumberland on sale Friday morning at 9 o'clock at 1077thehub.com. You can get a $25 gift certificate to Fog Light Food House, which is incredible food, beautiful drive out there, beautiful scenery. And so you can get $25 half off. It's half off Upper Cumberland Friday morning at 9 a.m. It goes live. Limited number of these. So get on early, get yours so they don't sell out. Save you a little money on a romantic dinner.
I'm telling you,
at Fog Light
that's
Food
the place
House.
to go to on Valentine's Day or any day. But it is a real romantic place too because it feels real intimate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the setting out there too. And the food. I've never had anything bad at Fog Light Food House.
Can't wait to get on there and buy me one.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Donna will love it because the food's good and I've saved money.
Oh, yeah. It's like that is Donna's love language when he saves money.
I think that's her biggest turn on.
Making money and saving money.
I think so.
That's sexier than you, ain't it?
It sure is, yeah. I got spoiler alert coming up next, so stick around for that. That's the latest in the world of music and entertainment. Right here on Good Morning Cookeville with Jason and Sheila, live from the Willow Window Studio.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Faced with the loss of its biggest customer in Purdue, the Monterey Board of Aldermen approved on first and second reading Monday an ordinance to adjust water and sewer rates. The amendment will change the minimum monthly water usage allowed to customers from 2,000 gallons to 1,000. It will amount to a $12 increase on average for those living inside city limits. An accidental drowning claimed the life of former Cookeville High School principal Max Pettit and his wife last weekend. Clay County Sheriff Brandon Boone said first responders found the bodies after someone reported the couple missing from their houseboat on Del Hollow Lake. Pettit was currently serving as the principal at Jackson County High School. Crossville, Cumberland County Crime Stoppers seeking information on a suspicious fire that occurred late last year. A Facebook post from Crime Stoppers this past weekend said the blaze destroyed a barn on Blaylock Road December 26th. You're asked to call Crime Stoppers if you have any information about the incident. That's the news from WHUB.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. The Los Angeles Rams informed wide receiver Cooper Kupp that they were looking to trade him as soon as possible. Kupp posted to social media that he always intended to finish his career with the Rams. Kupp says he's highly motivated and as healthy as he has been in his career. Major League Baseball fired umpire Pat Hoberg yesterday after he was under investigation for sharing a betting account with a friend that bet on baseball. Hoberg intentionally deleted messages pertaining to the investigation as well. The MLB said they don't have any reason to believe any games were altered in which Hoberg worked. Hoberg is regarded as one of the best strike zone umpires in all of baseball. The Nashville Predators fell to the Ottawa Senators 5-2 last night. The Predators tied it up at 2 apiece before the Senators scored 3 unanswered goals in the third period. The Preds are now 18, 27, and 7 on the season. On UCR tonight, we have 3 broadcast games. On the main UCR Facebook page, Cookeville plays Laverne. On UCR2, Pickett County battles Red Boiling Springs. And on the UCR YouTube channel, Upperman is at Livingston Academy. All games get started at 6 o'clock. I'm Jacob Vinson. That was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank. The Fox Business Report is brought to you by Paul Winkler Incorporated, now with an office in Cookeville, creating confident investors. PaulWinkler.com.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stock futures are losing ground. The Trump administration overnight imposed 10% tariffs on China. China retaliated with its own tariffs on some U.S. products, an antitrust probe into Google, and restrictions on Chinese exports of key minerals. PepsiCo's earnings are stronger than expected, though it's seeing sales soften for drinks, Frito-Lay snacks, and Quaker Foods. Its revenue number was disappointing. PepsiCo also makes Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew, and other soft drinks. Nintendo is lowering expectations. Its profit declined in the holiday quarter. It's seeing weaker than expected sales of Switch consoles and software. Nintendo makes the Super Mario and Pokemon games. It's expected to launch a new version of the Switch, though it hasn't yet revealed the date. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open, don't speak with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table. Share your things, play nice, and generally treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
On 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:37. We're running a tad late, Sheila.
Well, a high today, getting up to around 62. We're at 52 right now.
Who are our guests today?
Our guest, the new chief of the Cookeville City Police Department, Scott Winfrey. He was just sworn in this weekend. Also, Cookeville Mayor Lauren Wheaton will be in at 7:30. We'll talk to her, or she'll give us an update of what's going on in the city and, all the construction that's going on. Maybe some other things she'll update us on as well. She'll be in at 7:30.
Spoiler alert time. Things going on in the world of entertainment. Let's see here. If My Good is on tonight. Demi Moore is on Jimmy Kimmel.
I wonder if she can tell us about Landman, if she'll have an even bigger role coming up this next season.
Since, I'm going to spoil it for anybody.
John Hamm's on there too. He plays her husband.
Yeah. So I don't know what'll happen there, but on regular TV tonight, you got Deal or No Deal Island on NBC. Kitchen Nightmares on Fox. Neighborhood Wars is on A&E, and so is Customer Wars. Streaming tonight, or I guess now, it's out now. Wicked Game on Hulu, that's the limited series. And Burden of Guilt, that's on Paramount Plus, a limited series there. And then tonight, this afternoon on Hub Plus, starting at 5, it's the Randy Porter Show, and then the Cookeville Lifestyles.
Is Randy, I think he might be talking to the managers of Texas Roadhouse.
That was
that last week?
Yeah.
All right.
Real interesting.
I've been in like a sick coma.
Yeah. That Jim Jolly and his wife, they have a really neat story about how they got here, and Randy did a great job of talking to them. I'm not sure who the guest is this evening, but at 5.
I'm sure it'd be great. He does a great job with his interviews.
At 5 this afternoon, you can put it on Hub Plus and get caught up on what's going on in the county with a special guest. And then Cookeville Lifestyles Magazine has their show, and Chelsea and Andrew do a great job hosting that.
You know,
and
all
then,
of those folks, Randy and Chelsea and her group, it seems like they all can do everything and do it well at a high level.
Then right after that, we've got high school basketball.
Yeah.
I believe it's Upperman at Livingston Academy is the high school basketball game of the week, and that's on Hub Plus. You can find Hub Plus on channel 192 on Twin Lakes or Spectrum Charter, whatever their name is right now, and also on the Hub Plus Roku app. That's the easiest way to do it right there. If you've got Roku, just download Hub Space Plus.
And I want to thank my hubby for filling in yesterday for me when I was out sick. He's also going to be calling a game for the Upper Cumberland Reporter. He's going to Red Boiling Springs, and I'm not sure who they're
Red
playing.
Boiling Springs? I thought he was going to Clark Range.
That's on Friday.
Oh, okay.
So he's doing 2 games this week.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Tim's good at that, boy, I tell you. The Buffy the Vampire Slayer revival is nearing a pilot that they're going to put out via Hulu. Sarah Michelle Gellar is expected to reprise her role as Buffy Summers, and Oscar winner Chloe Zhao is set to direct the pilot.
I don't know who that is.
Me neither, but I know Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
And was that Sarah Michelle
Gellar? Yeah.
She is on the new Dexter.
Oh, yeah.
She's like one of the forensic people on there. And I'm like, she still is just as cute as a button.
She is. Author Neil Gaiam was sued Monday for allegedly having some sexual misconduct with his former babysitter. She also sued his ex-wife, Amanda, for knowing about all of it. The suit accuses both of human trafficking and that they exploited her in a vulnerable state. I don't know who that author is.
I don't either, but none of that sounds good.
No. Mel B is going to replace Heidi Klum as the judge on America's Got Talent. I don't like that.
You don't like on Mel B? I like Heidi Klum a lot.
I like Mel B. I just like Heidi Klum a lot.
Speaking of looking great, does she age backwards? Because I saw her, there was a clip of her at the Grammys.
I know.
And I'm like, oh my goodness. Heidi Klum just still looks gorgeous.
I'll still watch because Sofia Vergara's on there. But it was great to have,
Heidi and Sophia.
I just don't think... I just don't think Mel B has what it takes.
What was she, Scary Spice? Is that who she was?
I don't know, but
Mel B's got a good personality,
you
though.
boys know what I'm talking about.
Oh, my goodness. Y'all don't even care if they got personalities.
You boys know what I'm talking about. Philadelphia Eagles running back Saquon Barkley has revealed that he finally proposed to his longtime girlfriend, Anna Congdon. The couple met in college in 2017 when he played for Penn State. Shaquan told People magazine, "I can't be the athlete I am and have the success I have without her help. I'd be naive to think that all we accomplished this year was by myself."
I wish that Jason felt that way.
The Eagles face Kansas City Sunday in the Super Bowl. We'll be at Honky Tonk National.
Yeah.
A bar.
Association. Oh, that's not the right thing.
In Sparta there. Well,
I think you got Tim excited about that Super Bowl party.
Well, he should be. It'll be a bunch of fun.
He came in saying, "Do you know what y'all are going to do?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I said, I told you we were doing a Super Bowl party, but then when he hears Jason talk about it, boy, that got him excited.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know what you do to these guys. It's a lot of bro love happening when Jason's around.
Yesterday we told you about Kanye, about how his woman was dressed.
Or not dressed. Look, I'm so glad you brought this back up because I hated that I didn't get to talk about this.
Okay.
To me, I think she looks, he's definitely got a type. Does she not look a lot like Kim Kardashian?
Well, a little bit.
She has like blank stare. So I'm like, it's like a Stepford Kim Kardashian.
I thought that was just her model stare because.
Is that what it was?
Because even when Kim Kardashian is getting her picture made on the red carpet, she's all, making that.
Well, she at least has
face.
personality. This girl didn't. But who needs personality when you look like that?
She might have a great personality, Sheila.
It's because Kanye just makes her not talk.
Well, I thought she's pretty, but can she make a pot roast? That's nice to look at. But I wouldn't want every man looking at it.
You can sure look at. He was showing off every bit of it, wasn't he?
Yeah.
They both were.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
some kind of sheer fabric that I don't even know why she even had that on.
It looked like pantyhose material to me.
It did, that shiny sheer pantyhose.
Like Hooters pantyhose.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a whole different type of pantyhose.
Yeah. Of course you should know.
Well, what do you mean?
So what were you going to bring up with the Kanye woman?
Oh, he went on a rant yesterday on.
Was he mad because they got kicked out?
No, he was just tweeting stupid stuff.
That's what he does.
Stuff that doesn't even make sense. But so I don't know what's going on.
I feel like half the time he's not really as off the wall as people think. I think it's all just to get attention in the media.
Well, they got attention.
Of course they did.
Will Smith's kid, the boy, what's his name? Jaden.
Jaden, yeah, he wore a house on his head.
Yeah, he wore a house on his head.
Didn't get as much attention as nudity.
Well, when it first came out, it was all over Twitter. He's got a house on his head. What an idiot! Then
here comes Kanye and his lady.
And then all of a sudden, everybody forgot about Jaden Smith.
Yeah,
it was crazy. All right, coming up next, we've got The Real Good. Round 2 of Ask Sheila. Your husband got one right for you yesterday.
I'm surprised he didn't get all 3. He's usually really good.
Well, they're hard questions, Sheila.
Oh, when we're talking about Tim, they're hard questions. When we're talking about me, how could I miss them? I see how you do.
All right, so good morning, Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. Hang with us. We'll be right back.
And so it was when Jesus had ended these sayings that the people were astonished at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes. Matthew chapter 7, verses 28 and 29. Hello, Upper Cumberland. This is Jesse Flowers with the Jerry Whitson Road Church of Christ. Join us this month as we study Jesus' Sermon on the Mount from the Gospel of Matthew every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. on our radio program, Words of Exhortation, right here on WHUB. May the Lord bless you as you serve him and serve others.
Life in Tennessee is full of milestones. Your first car, a new home, the family you build, and the business you've worked so hard to grow. Through it all, Farm Bureau Insurance is there to make sure the important things like auto, home, life, and small business are well taken care of. Because when life moves forward, you deserve the peace of mind to enjoy every step along the way. Visit FBITN.com to find the right coverage for your auto, home, life, or business. Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Tennessee Insurance for Tennessee Life.
Hey guys, this is Jeff Root, General Manager at Ford of Cookeville. Are you tired of spending your precious time driving to and from our dealership for your service needs? That's why we are excited to announce Ford Pickup and Delivery and Ford Mobile Service. With Ford Pickup and Delivery from Ford of Cookeville, we come to you. Our factory-trained technicians perform expert service right where you are. Want to learn more about Ford Pickup and Delivery and Ford Mobile Service? Come see us, 1600 Interstate Drive, or visit us online anytime at FordLaganaCookeville.com.
Maybe you don't think about the Tennessee Department of Correction unless you work here or know someone in our custody. It's not personal until it is. But we think about you. While you are sleeping, our officers are inside, behind the fence, supervising the men and women in our custody. It's not an easy job, but we are committed to making Tennessee a safer place to live and raise our families, because this is our home too, and it is personal to us.
Sponsored by Tennessee Department of Correction.
Experience peace of mind with Cove Generators, your trusted partner in power solutions. Start the new year with peace of mind and our exclusive offer. Purchase a Generac generator and receive a free 10-year warranty. Whether for home, outdoor, or commercial use, our expert installers ensure you never lose power again. Visit us at 728 East 15th Street, Cookeville, or call 615-241-6343. Trust the Cove Generators family to keep your family safe and powered this winter.
Laminates Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. We're here in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:50 now.
It's 54 right now. We went up a couple of degrees, so
Yeah.
62 will be our high this afternoon. It's going to be partly cloudy.
Supposed to start raining at some point today, then rain the rest of the week.
Ugh.
So if you're
Will
waking
that
up,
make my sniffles worse?
it probably make it better.
You think?
I think all this sinus stuff is because of this front that's coming in. So I think once it starts raining, everybody will feel better.
Maybe so then. Well, then bring on the rain.
Yeah, that's just what I think. I'm not an expert.
He's not an expert on anything, but he claims to be, and a lot of times he is right. Looky there.
Our next guest is the new police chief, and I don't care if you knew a policeman was coming or not. When you look out the corner of your eye and you see one, makes your heart beat a little bit faster, doesn't it?
Not necessarily. It doesn't. Now, when I'm driving, yes.
Yeah. You see that?
And I can even be doing under the speed limit, but it's like, then I'll check to
Right.
make sure. But like just walking or something, no.
5-0, man.
But see, you're always up to no good.
That's not true. Every day, me and Sheila go through a bunch of news stories, try to find some that are positive and uplifting. We call it
The Real Good.
8 years ago, during a cross-country move, Paul Gibralto, his life turned upside down when his miniature pinscher, Damien, went missing in Oklahoma City. That's a little dog, by the way. Despite the odds, Paul never gave up hope finding Damien, but admitted the search dwindled as the years went on. Last month, Paul learned some shocking but wonderful news. He was driving his car full of clothes from Arizona to Southern California to help victims in the Los Angeles area from the wildfires, and he got a call. Paul learned that his dog Damien had been found. Somehow, some way, Damien had survived in and around Oklahoma City for years.
Wow.
A resident there, Ricky Chambers, found the tiny pup walking alongside the road and took him in.
You know, they're tiny little dogs.
They are. When Ricky took Damien to the vet, a microchip was found and Paul was located. Well, Paul zipped back up the border of Arizona and Southern California as fast as he could and reunited with Damien 14 hours later.
My goodness.
So many things had to go right, but thanks to Ricky's kind heart and care of Damien, two best friends were reunited after many years apart. Ricky said their connection and history were unmistakable.
Aw. So the dog was happy to see him.
When Paul came in and sat down with Damien, I knew for sure that he was the owner. Yeah. I'd be like a Daisy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like somebody said, somebody had a dog at a shelter, and they're like, how do you know if it's the real owners? They're like, well, the dogs tell us.
Yeah.
They know.
They do know.
And they'll like, if they've been abused, they don't want to go to that person.
That's right.
If they love that person, they're happy to see them.
I think if Daisy were to ever go missing and we were to be reunited,
Oh, she'd lose her mind.
I think so.
Yeah.
Now, the other two dogs, I don't know.
Oh, I think they'd be happy to see you, too.
I think maybe. You know,
I've never seen Ruby, your great Pyrenees, act real excited though.
she does get excited sometimes.
But Reggie, I think he'd be all in his feels.
He gets excited sometimes.
He's a big old German Shepherd.
He's afraid to. He's don't like to get too excited.
If he hadn't seen y'all in a while, oh my goodness, I'm sure he'd be whining.
All right, Sheila, let's get to Ask Sheila.
All right then.
Oh, and all that story about Damien and the little puppy and Ricky and all that. That's real good. All right, let's see here. This looks like average family. These are all questions about the average family,
right.
Sheila. And those of you listening who play along, we appreciate that. The average American family has 4 of these in the house. What are they?
Bathrooms.
I have 0 of these that are just these.
My next was going to be animals, but I know you have animals.
I have these, but they're built into other things. They're not just standalone.
Mixers.
No.
Not bathrooms, right?
No, not bathrooms.
Bedrooms.
No. The answer is clocks. Like, I don't have just a clock. I've got a clock in my microwave. Got a clock in my stove.
I was thinking, do I have a
clock
stand
on my phone?
I have one in my bathroom that is on my wall. I have to. Yeah, that's the only standalone I've got.
To me, clocks are kind of like.
They're outdated now.
They're kind of like VHS, the newspaper, cable television. They're just kind of on their last leg.
Oh, I like a good clock. I think a good Roman numeral clock looks real fancy.
My mom and dad have a cuckoo clock that I can't wait to get one day.
Is that old timey cuckoo clock?
Yeah. And that was my job when I was little, to wind it, pull the.
Yeah.
I was got in trouble for doing it too fast. Don't do it too fast, you'll break it.
You're like,
guess what? If you do it too fast, you'll break it. The average family has 2 of these. What are they?
Kids.
No.
Weird. I'm thinking of families.
It's
give me a hint. Wait. Give me a hint.
It's a recreational type thing.
Bicycle?
Yes, bicycle. The average family has 2 bicycles. We've got one with 2 flat tires.
We've got 2 with 2 flat tires. I need to sell mine.
Did you get a full size one, or is yours like a kid's?
I do. I would love to have a kid's. Mine's a full size one, but it's on the lower level, a shorter one, and it's still. My feet won't touch the ground. It's only my tippy toes.
The average family buys a new one of these about every 50 days. That seems like a short amount of time, but maybe it's not
every 50 days.
For some of you.
My first thought before you said 50 days was a new car, but no, not every 50 days. New one of these.
Every 50 days.
Is it something to do with food?
Yes. It's something to do with food.
Is it a gallon of milk?
No.
Eggs?
No.
Let me think what's all in my fridge right now. Ketchup.
No, a jar of mustard.
Oh, I was close with the ketchup.
Yeah, but every 50 days? I don't think we go through mustard that quick.
We do at our house because that's both of our favorites.
Yeah.
I like mustard and mayo, but Tim does not do any.
Oh, I know. We talked a little bit about that yesterday, about his...
Did you?
Man, well, yeah, your topic was foods that don't go together or something like that.
Yeah.
And somebody had put on there that they have a peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwich, which I like mayonnaise.
I wouldn't want it with peanut butter.
No, but so. Yeah.
I heard Dale said he liked peanut butter and onions.
Yeah.
At first it sounds like, oh, what? I would try that actually.
It's hard to knock anything with peanut butter.
Except mayo. I don't know why that doesn't sound right.
Doesn't sound right to me either. Not even Miracle Whip could make that good.
Did you ask him about Miracle Whip too? Because I know you fight for it.
He was against that too.
Because it's all the same, like, consistency.
By the way, with all this Canada stuff going on, Hellman's is made in Canada, Duke's is made in South Carolina, so choose accordingly. And I don't know where Miracle Whip's made. Someplace in Habit, probably. Hang with us. We'll be right back with the new police chief here on Good Morning Cookeville. Hang out. We'll be right back.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub. Good Morning Cookeville. W299BY. 107.7 FM. And AM 1400 WHUB Cookeville.
China retaliates. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Hours after the U.S. imposed additional 10% tariffs on Chinese imports early this morning over the flow of deadly drug fentanyl into the U.S., Fox's Madeline Rivera reports China is
slapping a 15% tariff on coal and liquefied natural gas products, as well as a 10% tariff on crude oil, agricultural machinery, and large displacement cars coming from the U.S. China said it would also launch an investigation into Google to see if it's violated antitrust laws. The tariffs are expected to take effect on Monday, that is, unless President Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping strike a deal.
The president did work out deals to delay tariffs on Mexico and Canada for a month after leaders of those countries agreed to do more to secure the southern and northern borders. As mass deportations ramp up for illegal immigrants who commit crimes or are security threats, Secretary of State Marco Rubio went to El Salvador and worked out a deal to send prisoners there.
This won't just apply to El Salvadorians who commit crimes in the United States. It'll apply to Americans as well, prisoners, in fact, of any nationality.
An act of extraordinary friendship to our country.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio hailing El Salvadorian President Nayib Bukele. President Bukele has agreed to accept illegal migrants and dangerous criminals the U.S. government wants to deport.
Fox's Jonathan Savage now sending American convicts to El Salvador's prisons would face legal challenges. President Trump will meet today with Israel's prime minister for talks about extending the ceasefire deal with Hamas in Gaza. As Israeli forces keep battling militants in the West Bank, 2 soldiers were killed today. There's a new cabinet secretary.
Let's vote. The ayes are 59, the nays are 38. The nominee is confirmed.
The Senate approving Chris Wright as Energy Secretary. Today, 2 controversial Trump nominees face key committee votes amid even some Republican skepticism. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. for Health and Human Services Secretary, Tulsi Gabbard in line to be Director of National Intelligence. America's listening to Fox News.
This Valentine's season, the Ministry of Preborn invites you to become a heartbeat hero and share the love that goes beyond a box of chocolates, a love that saves lives. Every day, thousands of women are told the lie that abortion is their only option. They can't do it, that there is no hope. But that mother in crisis, when she sees her baby on an ultrasound at a preborn network clinic, it doubles her chances at choosing life. This isn't just an image on a screen. It's about a mom hearing the baby's heartbeat, maybe for the first time, and realizing that's a gift growing inside of her. One preborn supporter said, "Knowing my gift could save a life was the most meaningful act of love I could give." For $28, you can provide an ultrasound and help a mom in crisis choose life. $140 provides 5 ultrasounds. So this Valentine's season, take a stand, be bold, become a heartbeat hero. Dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or visit preborn.com/Beck. That's preborn.com/Beck.
There's a lot of focus on Elon Musk and the power he's wielding, leading the new Department of Government Efficiency, moving to shut down the U.S. Agency for International Development, calling it spending beyond repair.
Texas Republican Congressman Pete Sessions told the Fox News Rundown podcast they need to understand more about President Trump's thinking here because USAID can, he said, be a valuable tool.
But I don't think we should confuse its existence with the way that it's running today.
Which, he says, has been politicized. Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen said the president cannot unilaterally shut down USAID. He was joined by other Democrats on Capitol Hill.
It's not only a gift to our adversaries, but trying to shut down the Agency for International Development by executive order is plain illegal.
He accused Elon Musk of being in the pocket of the Chinese. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
The Super Bowl is Sunday in New Orleans, just a little over a month after the New Year's terror attack that killed 14 people. Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry says the game will be secure.
We went out and issued an executive order under which we created an enhanced security zone in the French Quarter, something that had not been done before.
As for the game, it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs trying to win a record third straight Super Bowl, facing the Philadelphia Eagles. Last night was media night.
For Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes, he'll be playing in his 5th Super Bowl, but he isn't taking the opportunity for granted.
Every time I'm here at media night or on this football field in the Super Bowl, I'm going to appreciate those moments because you never know what will be your last one.
That was courtesy of the NFL. Along with the football talk, the Super Bowl always brings out some hard-hitting questions. Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce discussed his favorite dish made by girlfriend Taylor Swift.
Man, I'm a breakfast guy, man. Her Pop-Tarts are unbelievable, man. Homemade Pop-Tarts, unbelievable.
The Super Bowl gets underway Sunday, February 9th with kickoff scheduled for 6:30 Eastern, a game that can be seen on Fox. Joe Morgan, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed the day after tariff-related selling. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Faced with the loss of its biggest customer in Purdue, the Monterey Board of Aldermen approved on first and second reading Monday an ordinance to adjust water and sewer rates. The amendment will change the minimum monthly water usage allowed to customers from 2,000 gallons to 1,000. It will amount to a $12 increase on average for those living inside city limits. An accidental drowning claimed the life of former Cookeville High School principal Max Pettit and his wife last weekend. Clay County Sheriff Brandon Boone said first responders found the bodies after someone reported the couple missing from their houseboat on Del Hollow Lake. Pettit was currently serving as the principal at Jackson County High School. Crossville, Cumberland County Crime Stoppers seeking information on a suspicious fire that occurred late last year. A Facebook post from Crime Stoppers this past weekend said the blaze destroyed a barn on Blaylock Road December 26th. You're asked to call Crime Stoppers if you have any information about the incident. That's the news from WHUB.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning. Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:06.
We're happy to have Cookeville Police Department's new chief, Scott Winfrey. Well, he's new in title, but not new to the department. How long have you been with the Cookeville Police Department?
I got hired in 1989, December 10th, 1989.
So
and I actually left for a couple of years in the mid-90s, but I came back.
Well, you've worked your way up, definitely.
Yes.
'Cause, you've done a little bit of everything at the department.
I have. I started out, of course, in patrol, and shortly thereafter I went into CID, detectives. And then when I came back, I was in patrol. I've been in SWAT commander, just about everything. And then, of course, when Chief Evans was appointed chief, he came to me and asked me to help on the new building, and I worked on that for about 10 years.
So I know that Chief Randy Evans, he's done so much for this area too, and I know you and he work so close together, and we just want to thank him for all he's done too. 41 years service.
Yes. I just remember this. He started in law enforcement at Cookeville in 1983. It's the year I graduated high school, but it's the reason I remember it. But yes, he has set such a great example. And at the department itself, I don't foresee a lot of changes because he and even Chief Terry before him, they just set a good example and a road and a path, and I'm going to continue to follow that.
Having all that experience at the same place where you've become chief, is that that's invaluable to have that experience, and then to already know your employees. I don't guess in the police department you call them, I don't know.
Oh,
employees, but to have that knowledge of everybody already and know them there's some pluses and some minuses to that. How's that transition been from, hey man, what's up, to, by golly, I'm the chief now?
Well, the biggest change, of course, and I've mentioned this a lot of times, it's going from officer to sergeant when you get that first promotion. Because like I said, one day you're joking and cutting up and answering calls with your fellow officers. The next day you're the boss.
Yeah.
But as you get promoted and go through the chain of command, you learn to differentiate that, and the officers do too. But going from, I was a major over a bureau, and then of course got appointed as a chief, and I knew that was coming. Mr. Mills, the city manager, had come to me a few months before that and said, this is my intent. And but still, it's starting to sink in.
Yeah.
I've joked around and said, up until this point, an officer or another supervisor would come to me and they say, hey, I got this idea. I'd listen to them. I say, hey, that's a good idea. I'll go ask the chief.
Right.
And now you don't have anybody to. You got to make the decision, right?
That's right. I don't have anybody to blame. Now.
Well, yeah, that's true. You're the buck stops with you for sure. All the things that you've done in the police department, and I know anybody who makes chief has probably done several jobs within the police department. Yeah. How easy does that make it for you in making decisions now as the chief of doing these jobs, being a patrol officer, being a detective? You know some of the issues and problems that those guys are going through already, so you can address those pretty quick.
Yes.
I'm sure Chief Evans had anyway.
He did, and it's very beneficial to work in all the different divisions, or as many as possible, because you have a really good idea of what those officers or detectives, those supervisors are dealing with. And that's one thing that Chief Evans did shortly after he became chief, and again, I can plan on continuing this, and that is moving people around. When I got promoted, when I went from lieutenant to captain, he put me in administrative services. I'd never done that in my life. And then from there, I went to CID, detective, which I had done before as a detective, but now as the captain over that division. And I continue to do that, and I'm moving people around also. And it just helps. It helps build their knowledge of how the department
more
works.
Well-rounded police officer.
Absolutely.
Yeah. With you getting started in Cookeville in '89, a lot has changed in Cookeville.
Oh, yes.
What are some of the new challenges for police officers, and that's happened since then?
Social media. I'll just tell you that.
Really?
And
good or bad?
Well, it's good. It's both.
Yeah.
There's with any new technology, there's good and bad to both. It depends on how the human uses it.
Right.
But one thing I'll say that I try to convey to officers, and I'll tell people this, is that Cookeville, the Upper Cumberland, while I have visited these places and I like them, we are not Chicago. We're not San Francisco. We are law enforcement. First responders in this area particularly are very well liked. And
until you get behind me, and then I freak out just a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I could have everything. I could be doing the speed limit. I could be doing everything right, everything. But then there's still that moment of,
why is he behind me?
Do I have a tail light out? Oh, please, I don't want to have a tail light out.
It happens to every one of us.
I know.
It happens to every one of us.
Even you?
Absolutely. Yeah. You look up and say, okay, same thing. My tail light's out. Brake light's working.
What have I done?
Yeah, exactly. Happens to every one of us. But like I said, with it's just the perception of law enforcement. And I try to tell my officers all the time. I said, look around where you work. People love you here.
Yeah.
And they really do. And we don't have the same problems to the same degree that especially the large urban areas.
Thank goodness.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. You watch the news and you realize just how lucky we are to be here in this area and have great law enforcement.
Yeah, we're pretty spoiled in this area when you think about it. I mean overall,
it's kind of it's nice to be in this bubble because it does feel like we're in a bubble when you watch the news. It's like, oh my gosh, we are lucky to be here. There's so many things, like I was watching the news and, they had a whole road blocked in Los Angeles.
Yes.
And I got to think, I'm so glad that doesn't happen here.
Mm-hmm.
And then are there even any protocols for even how to deal with that? Because it seems like that's a new thing. Back when we were kids, we were told to stay out of the street.
Mm-hmm.
So because cars are coming,
right?
And but now it just seems like it's some of those bigger towns that's just happening all the time.
It is, and I remember. This is just a few weeks ago. Back in 2009, I attended the FBI National Academy at Quantico, and got to know officers from all over the world. And a couple of weeks ago, one of them came by the police department who was from California, and he'd come to Nashville and was looking for a new place to live. He's just retired, and he says, "I'm leaving California," and he said, "I promise not to bring the politics with me." That's what he told me.
That's why a lot of them are leaving California.
You can't blame them. The crime and the fires and all the stuff going on and tax. I mean, there's a million reasons to come to Tennessee. We were 13th in U-Hauls one-way trips, and that's in the country.
And we were one of the smallest towns listed on the 1 through 10.
Yeah.
And
we were in between Huntsville and Birmingham, Alabama. So
a lot of the southern towns people are wanting to come back to.
Got the brand new, still has that new police chief smell. Chief Winfrey. More of them coming up in just a little bit. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, Ron Crane here from Dependable Auto Sales and Service, also Colonial Automotive, towing, rentals, we've got it all. Guys, if it's automotive, even if you need body work, if you've been in a wreck or something, please let us know. 931-526-7355. That's 931-526-SELL, S-E-L-L, 24/7 at dasautosales.com. That's dasautosales.com, and we're located 1575 Interstate Drive, the only car dealership on the left on Restaurant Row. Please come see us at any time. Thanks, guys.
Hey, Tennessee Tech fans, it's your head women's basketball coach, Kim Roseman, and we need you at the Hoop Thursday, February 6th versus SIUE at 5:30 p.m. with Coach Pelfrey and our men's team to follow. Come watch us battle it out on the court and help us secure another home win. Don't miss a moment of the action this season. Get your tickets today at ttusports.com or call the ticket office at 931-372-3940. Let's pack the Hoop and make this season unforgettable. Wings up.
Hey guys, it's Philip Gibbons for Carlin Chevrolet. Aren't you tired of being sold a car by the other guys? And once you leave the lot, the dealership acts like they don't even know you anymore? Well, at Carlin Chevrolet, they're not in the business of just selling cars. They're in the business of making you family by having the #1 customer service in the Upper Cumberland for over 10 years and lifetime oil changes. Carlin Chevrolet on the corner of Spring and Willow or carlinchevrolet.com. Carlin Chevrolet. Up front, honest, home. At Gentry's Power Equipment on Buffalo Valley Road, they bring value to your outdoor projects with unbeatable deals. Like right now, enjoy a $750 instant rebate on select Exmark laser models. Plus, take advantage of 1.99% financing for 48 months on all models. Need the perfect tool? Visit your local steel dealer for expert advice and legendary products you won't find in big box stores. Seize the moment and elevate your outdoor game with Gentry's Power Equipment.
Donald J. Trump is officially the next president of the United States of America. While millions of Americans are rejoicing in the victory, thousands of others are still concerned about their savings. The unfortunate truth is, we still have $35 trillion in debt. The interest on that debt is now larger than our entire defense budget for the first time in history. Plus, the wars that started under Biden are still raging across the globe. So, what can you do to help protect your savings? Many Americans are already taking action by reaching out to the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco. Right now, Goldco is offering a free gold and silver kit to show you how precious metals like gold and silver could help you diversify your savings before it's too late. Visit HannityGold.com or call 855-815-GOLD to get your copy free of charge. Plus, you could receive up to a 10% match on bonus silver for qualified accounts. Visit HannityGold.com or call 855-815-GOLD. That's HannityGold.com. Paid for by Goldco.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're in the Willow Window Studio. It's February the 4th. Happy Tuesday, 7:18 now.
We're happy to have the new police chief from the Cookeville Police Department, Scott Winfrey, in with us. And we were talking about social media. That seems to be the, it's good and bad, isn't it? Yes. So we were continuing our conversation about that.
When you said that, social media, you talking about for officers or for citizens?
Both. Sometimes I've seen some officers get in a little trouble on some of the things they post. Not necessarily our officers, but other places. And
sometimes you can get carried away on there, can't you?
Sometimes you can forget that.
Everybody
first of all, if everybody can see it, and it doesn't go away.
That's right.
But what I meant by that, of course, is just that we're just constantly inundated with images from around the world, and sometimes you get a little pessimistic.
What do you think? Now that you're in this position and you've been in several different positions through several years, what do you think the big a problem that as police chief here in our community that you think is worth putting extra focus on or getting or tackling? Is it drugs? Is it homeless? Is it things like that? Or what's your main focus? Or is there one? Or just being a good police department your main focus?
Well, one thing I'm wanting to do, and I guess you could say it's getting back to some old style policing, and that is I want our officers, while I'm a proponent of programs, and outreach, community outreach, whatnot, I want our officers to build more individual relationships with the community, with each individual citizen when they go on a call. Get to know that person to some degree. Mm-hmm. I'll throw this out there. One of the ideas I have is initiating some foot patrols in neighborhoods and in certain business areas where we're going in and not just walking by, but we're going in and talking to people and creating a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It really does help in the long run, too. I mean, even if something does happen, they feel like, oh, this is my friend that I see all the time.
Yeah.
And you can get more information. You can have eyes on the ground that's, stretches out further than just the department.
Well, instead of making you nervous, it puts you at ease.
Yes. And I think it's good to have that.
And one thing that law enforcement did, going back to the invention of the vehicle, motor vehicle, once officers got in motor vehicles, in cars, it pulled us away from the community. Mm-hmm. It just does.
Yeah.
And I'd like to, like I said, promote more individual contacts and relationships with the community.
Well, it not only helps build that relationship like you're talking about, but it also, with all the bad that's been said about police, that can start reversing it, at least in this community.
Sure.
And probably going to those parts of the community that would see a police officer as bad would be a tough thing to do, to gain some of that trust back, again, because of what they've seen somewhere else, not necessarily
for what
here.
They've seen on social media,
Right,
even
yeah.
or in the national news. I feel like this area really does appreciate anybody in service, including the police officers. So do you feel like that it's different in this area?
I do, and kind of touch on relationships and building those bonds with the community. We also teach a class at Tennessee Tech, and it is based on our Citizens Academy. Mm-hmm. And the very first class that we taught, and this was in the spring of 2021, and we had the class out, and we were showing them traffic stops, and we had the blue lights on and whatnot. And I was talking to a student. She was from Detroit, and we're talking, and we were about 4 weeks into the class, and she said, growing up and up until now, I've never had any use for law enforcement, just none. She said, but I'm having to change the way I view police officers, just because we we had built a relationship. And in that class, as well as with the Citizens Academy and just getting to know people, you know as well as I do, when you get to know someone, it's harder to dislike them.
It's true. And also that what y'all do with the Citizens Police Academy and then going into Tennessee Tech, when you see another side of it, you understand why things happen the way they do as far as why protocols are in place. It helps you to kind of see that view, another person's side of it. And I think that's always a good thing.
Yes. And one thing I try to do is I'm not trying to change someone's mind. I'm just trying to allow them to make them become, or ask them to become more open-minded.
Well, I mean,
not necessarily change their mind.
I think too is that we forget that y'all are humans too.
Yes.
I think that's a big thing.
Humans that are underpaid.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, it really is a dangerous job.
I mean, you forget that. You just, they're either here to protect us and that's it, or they're here to get me and that's it. And it's to know that you're an actual human with a wife and kids and you do your own things and all that. That's, I'm sure, because I mean, to know that y'all are just normal people, and that I think that's a big thing, especially the Citizens Academy. I'm not going to lie, y'all sent letters out to people, asking them to be in the Citizens Academy, and I got mine, and all it says is Mr. Jason Grotter, and it says up here Cookeville Police Department.
Were you scared? You thought you had done something?
I took a couple deep breaths.
You're like, oh no, what do they want me for?
And then I opened it up, and I was like, "You're cordially invited to the police academy." I was like, "Oh, thank God."
That's so funny.
Yeah, I don't know, but just make sure it's not every day you get a letter from the Cookeville Police Department.
Did they get me on one of those cameras again?
Oh, those cameras! Now I don't believe it.
We don't have those.
Thank God.
We do not have.
Yeah, it's got to be fair. I've always thought that if you're going to catch me, it should be fair. Kind of like deer hunting, a little bit.
That's funny.
I tend to agree with you.
A lot of new technology has come out with police work as well. Tell us a little bit about that. Is there any technology you would like to see come to the, speaking of the red light cameras, which we don't want.
I'm not a favor of it.
But some of the other because you just look in y'all's cars now and it looks like you have a complete setup of, I don't even know. It looks ridiculous.
It looks like a cockpit, It's like with all these computers, and I was like, wow.
What technologies come along that's great, and there may be some that you'd like to add in the next few years as police chief?
Well, one thing that we're looking at is this is for training. It's a VR system. Where you wear the goggles and whatnot, and you train in a three-dimensional world, and you can focus on de-escalation. You can focus on, just citizen contact, communication, what we call, CIT, dealing with people who are emotionally disturbed, or, in some type of trauma. And the way you react to that and the words you say dictate what the trainer puts in the computer and how that person reacts to you.
Right.
So that's one thing we're looking at. And the thing about technology, as we all know, it's not cheap.
No, it's not.
And then there's always those reoccurring costs because of licenses. Every year people don't think about that.
Yeah,
I never did until I got into the budget.
Brother, I'm with you on that.
Everybody's
got their hand out for something.
That's right.
I'm impressed with how y'all really try to keep up to date, and it's hard, like you said. There's money involved in classes and training, but there are so many people that are mentally ill, and you do have to handle them differently because it can escalate quicker than people realize sometimes.
Yes, and we focus a lot of our training toward that. We have a lot of officers, and we've trained our officers what to look for and to understand. One thing, for instance, you may be asking someone who is in some form of or some state of trauma, and you're asking them questions, and you think they're just ignoring you, but they're not. They're processing things in their brain. And you may have to ask them 5 or 6 times before they actually hear you.
It's not like you're meeting them on their finest day.
That's right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, I know the fire department is working with. Are y'all working with them? I know they have. I forget what it is called, but they had a van or something that they're working toward to help with the mentally ill. And
yes, the CCR.
Yes.
So that was a grant, and it took several years to get everything set up just right. But what it's set up to do now, and the way it's been working, I was talking to some officers last night about it, and it's working really well from the law enforcement aspect. And that is a call will come in, someone who may be homeless or someone who may have some type of addiction and be on the street and whatnot. Call comes into our dispatch. Our dispatchers will notify that van, the CCR, and that is staffed by someone from the mental health side of the,
like
the mental health side.
That's their job.
That's their job, and a paramedic or the fire department, and they will respond, and instead of law enforcement. Now, there's times we may be close because it may be somebody we've dealt with or that they have dealt with, and they're saying we'll respond to it, but can you be in the area just in case, because they might be apt to get violent.
Yeah.
But for the most part, and what they do, they go out and they'll check on these people. They have a lot more resources than we have. They can refer them, and then they also follow up with them on days after. They'll kind of find out where they're at, or if they got an address, and they'll go check on them.
I think that's fantastic.
Yes, it really helps.
And that helps y'all too, because if it escalates, it's dangerous for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking to the new police chief here in Cookeville, Scott Winfrey, been police chief for 3 whole days now?
Yes,
4 whole days? 4 days?
Yeah.
Well, man, we're excited for you. I know you're excited to be in this role, and we're all rooting for you to do a great job, and I'm sure you will, and we appreciate your time coming in this morning.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Good morning, Cookeville. The mayor of Cookeville, Lauren Wheaton, is next, right?
Yeah.
That's here on Good Morning Cookeville. Stick with us, guys. We'll be right back.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Faced with the loss of its biggest customer in Purdue, the Monterey Board of Aldermen approved on first and second reading Monday an ordinance to adjust water and sewer rates. The amendment will change the minimum monthly water usage allowed to customers from 2,000 gallons to 1,000. It will amount to a $12 increase on average for those living inside city limits. An accidental drowning claimed the life of former Cookeville High School principal Max Pettit and his wife last weekend. Clay County Sheriff Brandon Boone said first responders found the bodies after someone reported the couple missing from their houseboat on Del Hollow Lake. Pettit was currently serving as the principal at Jackson County High School. Crossville, Cumberland County Crime Stoppers seeking information on a suspicious fire that occurred late last year. A Facebook post from Crime Stoppers this past weekend said the blaze destroyed a barn on Blaylock Road December 26th. You're asked to call Crime Stoppers if you have any information about the incident. That's the news from WHUB.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. The Los Angeles Rams informed wide receiver Cooper Kupp that they were looking to trade him as soon as possible. Kupp posted to social media that he always intended to finish his career with the Rams. Kupp says he's highly motivated and as healthy as he has been in his career. Major League Baseball fired umpire Pat Hoberg yesterday after he was under investigation for sharing a betting account with a friend that bet on baseball. Hoberg intentionally deleted messages pertaining to the investigation as well. The MLB said they don't have any reason to believe any games were altered in which Hoberg worked. Hoberg is regarded as one of the best strike zone umpires in all of baseball. The Nashville Predators fell to the Ottawa Senators 5-2 last night. The Predators tied it up at 2 apiece before the Senators scored 3 unanswered goals in the third period. The Preds are now 18, 27, and 7 on the season. On UCR tonight, we have 3 broadcast games. On the main UCR Facebook page, Cookeville plays Laverne. On UCR 2, Pickett County battles Red Boiling Springs. And on the UCR YouTube channel, Upperman is at Livingston Academy. All games get started at 6 o'clock. I'm Jacob Vinson. That was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank.
TRN News.
The trial starts for a man accused of killing a beloved Memphis music teacher more than 8 years ago. Markel Hare, one of 6 suspects charged in connection to the deadly attack of 30-year-old Christopher Waters. Authorities say the victim was shot and stabbed during a 2016 home invasion while he was working as an educator at Bell Forest Community School near Hickory Hill. Hare was released from jail on bond, but rearrested last October after he was accused of strangling his daughter and assaulting 2 women. His murder trial began yesterday morning. United Way of Greater Nashville welcoming its newest president and CEO. Erica Mitchell recently appointed to the position. United Way is one of the largest nonprofit companies in the region, teaming up with local volunteers and organizations to tackle some of the biggest challenges facing the community. Mitchell says her hope is to make life better for everyone in Middle Tennessee. I'm Lee Mowen.
Number 1 for news from across the state. This is the Tennessee Radio Network.
Back in high school, that's when I started smoking. Almost everybody in our crowd did. We'd go to parties, feel awkward, and cigarettes became an easy way to deal with that. But high school was ages ago, and I still smoke. It's not like I haven't tried to quit. I tried after college, then when I hit 30. Now, I have another big birthday coming up this year. I'd love to be done forever with smoking by then.
Most people say they want to quit smoking, but it's not easy. It usually takes several tries before you quit for good. So stop thinking you're a failure, because what you really are is just a normal human being up against a very addictive product. Visit quitterinyou.org or call 1-800-LUNG-USA for tools, tips, and support from the American Lung Association. We support the Quitter in You.
Back in the day, smoking was in. Now, quitting is. So much better.
Tennessee State University will not participate in the Southern Heritage Classic for the first time since 1990. Action News 5 reports the university states the promoter did not offer enough money to participate. TSU was offered $400,000 per year for the next 5 years. TSU interim president Dwayne Tucker states, most people understand that TSU has some financial issues, so to play an event where it's financially not in our best interest, it's just not a good financial return for Tennessee State. Tucker did say they'd like to come back as the Southern Heritage Classic takes place in September at the Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium in Memphis. A hiker missing since Tuesday was found dead. Ann Horton of North Carolina planned a hike in the Great Smoky National Park last Tuesday and Wednesday. She was a volunteer for over 20 years at the park and was reported missing on Saturday after her car was found at Smokemont Campground. The 73-year-old was found deceased on Sunday near Enlow Creek Trail. I'm Lee Mowen, Tennessee Radio Network News.
Good morning, Cookeville.
On 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're in the Willow Window Studio, 7:36 now.
And City Mayor Lauren Wheaton is in here with us. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Always happy to be here.
Well, Mayor, tearing up more roads still.
Wow. I let him take over. I was like,
you know, when's this mess going to be over
growing
with?
Pains. They are growing pains. Hey, it's really exciting. We're doing some great stuff. But yeah, y'all are about to see a lot of projects happening here in Cookeville. I feel like, you know, kind of with springtime coming around, the winter, you're not able to do as much, but we're planning for it. And so you're going to see some big things happening around here. So I apologize in advance. But it's going to be
better in the long run.
It's going to be better.
Of course, you know, I mean, I get it. You're fixing all the stuff before the state comes and redoes all the roads. It's an important deal.
That makes
all kinds of sense. But
yep. And a lot of projects are our own that we're doing, that we're digging up and tearing up and putting down. So
I was shocked at how fast you got those signs up by the interstate.
Right. So we're doing a lot of beautification projects, I feel like, around Cookeville right now. This is kind of our, you know, getting ready and cleaning everything up to look really good. Those signs look wonderful. They're done now. We're actually going to have a little ceremony, of course, to take pictures by them. But I think they look great.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
We've needed this for a long time.
It's a great welcome sign. You know where you are in case you were lost. But, you know, when they first started building them, I'll be honest, I was a little nervous because I was like, oh, my goodness. Those things are huge. And someone even asked, they're like, are y'all putting a drive-through coffee shop in? Like, people wanted to know what business was coming.
We're like, it's so big, it looks like a business.
Right, we're like, it's a sign. But I think they look beautiful. And they also say, you know, welcome to Cookeville, home of Tennessee Tech. So we're recognizing them, especially because it was a joint project with them. But I think they look gorgeous.
I do too. Yeah. I think they look really good. They put that, it's like getting a cupcake with sprinkles.
Right, and that at night when they're lit up, I saw them
Yeah.
the other night. They just look really good. So it's a really great first impression of Cookeville, and then you drive on in, and it kind of says, "Hey, come on into Cookeville. We've got some great things here."
It took me a second to even get used to it.
Yeah, because they are a big addition.
Oh yeah, coming off Willow there. Of course, coming off Willow, you could be there for 5 minutes to the rest of your
You could have
life.
probably built a sign
Yeah.
at some point with how long you've been.
I think one afternoon I watched them get about a third of it done.
Probably did,
just
yes.
waiting to turn on Willow, but I know a lot of that is getting addressed as well. It's just that's a state
There you go.
deal,
That's
and
a state highway.
that takes some
Correct.
extra grease. to
But
get
we have
going.
lots of meetings with TDOC. In fact, last week we just had a meeting with the other cities and the county talking about what are our big TDOC projects that we want to present to them. It was last year, I think, that the city, we actually had to sit down with TDOT, beautiful presentation, book, pictures, and said, here are our big areas that we need help with. One of the big asks was, could we possibly get a turning lane coming off of Willow, going on to Interstate Drive, because we recognize that's a big traffic area, and with the new shopping center coming in, we're already saying this is going to be an area that we need. So we've presented that to TDOT and asked.
New shopping center.
The shopping center that's
You
coming
know
over
the
on the
one?
Willows.
The one we always ask
Right,
about.
but you've never said that
It's a
it's coming in.
It's a shopping center coming in. Now, what stores are coming in, we
never
don't
said
know.
It was a shopping
Well,
center.
it is a shop.
No.
You want to?
No, she hasn't. They've been all like, I don't know, Jason.
She said, I don't
It
know
could
what's
be-
coming, but
I
it will
don't
be a
know.
shopping center.
Do I say it like that with the shoulder? I don't. See, now people can
I
see
don't
us, and now they.
know.
I don't know.
No, you don't do it that way.
exaggerates,
But
Lauren.
But it is, yeah. So it's a shopping center coming in. Yes, it's called the Willows. That you can go online and actually see kind of the layout that they're going to do. We don't,
I've
like I
seen
said,
the
You seen the
layout.
layout? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like I said, we don't know what.
I know what's coming.
Yeah. Everybody thinks they knows what's coming, don't they?
I don't know how you could look at that and not know.
Who knows what it could be? Like I said, we're just excited of
They're
the
trying
opportunity.
to hide it. They've done a terrible job in those plans.
Until
That is
things are
on
signed,
them.
we understand why people are
I
secretive.
know. Well, you
But
probably
yeah.
had to sign a non-disclosure.
Non-disclosure. I mean,
agreement.
there's a lot just because there's so many working parts with things like that, and we never want to say, especially me.
Yeah.
I don't want to say, hey, something's coming, and then it fall through. I want to make sure everything's set. I don't want to mess anything up. So we don't know exactly what's coming yet, but we do know it's going to be a great development over there, an area that's really, a lot of people see that coming off the interstate. So another reason to come into Cookeville and spend your money, so we get those tax dollars. But again, we know that's going to be an area.
I know
so
there
we're
was
addressing it.
like maybe a little back and forth with TDOT there, and maybe codes. I'm not sure. I didn't pay enough attention, but the entrance to it.
Correct. Yeah,
was,
they wanted to
was
have.
the
Yeah,
issue.
they wanted to have the entrance closer, and we realized that was going to be a little bit. And TDOT, they're the ones that get the official call. They said no, we can't put a light there and an entrance there. They're going to move it down a little bit. And again, that's their call. We can petition as much as we want, but whatever they say goes.
Well, I mean, to have it any closer to the bridge,
to the ramp.
I mean, that would be I
Mhm.
mean, stop. I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
Also, don't mind driving another 200 feet to turn.
To turn, yeah. And I'm sure, with other developments that have come into town, everyone, oh my goodness, the shops at Eagle Point, that's going to cause so much of a traffic headache and everything. And I think it's worked out great. So just the
not
opportunity
been
to
bad.
have, another shopping area, who knows what's going to be
Worst
there.
traffic's at Chick-fil-A.
Exactly. So we'll just blame them. Yes, it is all Chick-fil-A's fault.
But you get through pretty quick.
And we're glad to have them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh my
Definitely.
gosh. We could use.
I would like a second one.
Yeah, we absolutely
Oh,
could.
people have petitioned for that. That's
Sorry, I
something
don't mean
always
to start
started. I know. Here it goes. Yes. What else do you
we
want?
were talking to Randy Porter this week about.
The birthday boy.
Oh,
yes.
happy
Yes. It was his
to
birthday
him.
last week.
And it was his birthday when he was in here. We didn't
Wow,
say,
he had a
We didn't
big
even
day.
realize
say
that
anything
until
about
we
it.
saw you giving
I
away
gave
the
him cupcakes.
Yeah.
Yes. Amy knew, and she mentioned that, and I was like, all right, I'll go get cupcakes, and we'll bring them. Because if you got to have a meeting on your birthday, let's bring cupcakes.
Well, we didn't even know.
Yeah.
He kept it quiet. But we were talking to him about recruiting business and things to this area. Obviously the county's doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How does the city do that as far as recruiting and saying, hey, we've got this piece of property?
It's a lot of times it is a partnership, with the county. We have those economic development funds that we utilize specifically for instances where we've got a business that comes in, and maybe we don't have the acreage, maybe we don't have the ideal piece of land, but we've got those incentives to say, hey, if you come here, we can work on some, tax write-off, we can work on some things like that to make us more attractive. I consider it dating very very much. I mean, you're putting yourself out there and saying, hey, look how attractive we are. Do we match up? Can we, do we have common
Target.
interests?
These are my best qualities.
How you doing, Target?
Out there, we're having to present
How you
ourselves.
doing, Home Depot?
I see who you want us to date. All right, I've got it now. Yeah. Well, that's
I'd
what
also
we do.
like for you to get into a relationship with a restaurant called Papacitos.
Oh,
It's delicious.
Okay, all right.
I've heard of this.
Yeah.
You want us dating multiple people, I hear. Is you want us out there?
Just like a man.
No, it's like The Bachelor.
Oh, I see.
That's a really good point. Yeah, because you're competing against other cities.
That's
These
right.
places are looking at other. Hey, what can you do for us? Do we match up? What's our compatibility? Do you have the workforce? Do you have the housing? So it's not just one thing. It is all these things have to line up just perfectly.
Well, we're not just going to give the rose to anybody.
No.
You
So
gotta
we're
be
waiting.
special.
We're waiting for that final rose to see if it actually happens, and then you got to hope the relationship lasts.
I
Because on The
know.
Bachelor,
Yeah.
doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah, we don't want a golden bachelor.
No. It's not always pretty.
That lasted like 3 months.
Is that it? We
Yeah.
don't want that. No, we want a
No.
long-term relationship. We want this to go the distance. So that's why we
See,
work together.
Running the town is just like The Bachelor.
Just like The Bachelor. Anyone
Just
can
like
do
we
it.
all thought. It's 7:44. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're talking to the Mayor of Cookeville, Lauren Wheaton. More with her on the way here on Good Morning Cookeville. Hang out with us.
Discover the savings at Freedom Pawn, located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. We're not your typical pawn shop. Explore our extensive selection of jewelry, tools, gaming systems, knives, and guitars, perfect for any enthusiast. For the archery lover, we offer Barnett crossbows and other top brands. And don't forget, we're your trusted guns and ammo store with the best selection around. Visit us today. Just look for the Bigfoot in front of the store and see why Freedom Pawn in Sparta is your ultimate destination for great deals.
Looking for incredible deals and unique finds? Discover the Habitat Restore off South Jefferson Avenue in Cookeville. From furniture and home decor to appliances and building materials, we've got everything you need to spruce up your space, all at unbeatable prices. Plus, every purchase supports Habitat for Humanity, helping families build their dream homes right here in our community. So why wait? Visit Habitat Restore today and uncover treasures while making a difference. South Jefferson Avenue, right here in Cookeville.
Over 50 years and still going strong and growing. With American Way, you'll gain the knowledge and skills necessary to thrive in today's market. We provide realtors the tools they need to succeed, so this essentially adds up to success for the agents. If you are willing to work, we can make it happen for you. We also have a very family-oriented culture with a focus on productivity. Give me a call. I'm William Baugh, 931-310-6291.
American Way Real Estate, 710 South Jefferson Avenue in Cookeville.
Let the bidding begin. It's time for the show, and you know it's gonna go high. There's a buzz in the air, and people come from everywhere to hear the auctioneer cry. The sound of the gavel never gets old when you hear an EJ say so. Live or online, we handle auctions of any kind.
Call Amanette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
This great country was founded on freedom, and that was freedom from a country that forced us to buy overpriced tea and then tried blockading us when we dumped their tea into the ocean. How'd that work out for them? Well, it's time now to throw out your overpriced big wireless contract, throw it overboard. My friends at Pure Talk, my cell phone company, says no to inflated prices, and with a qualifying plan of just $45 a month, you can choose a free iPhone 14 or free Samsung Galaxy. And yes, this is for premium service. You get unlimited talk, unlimited text, 25 gigs of data, mobile hotspot. You get all of it at a fraction of the price of AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile. Also, they use the same 5G network. So get your free iPhone 14 or your Samsung Galaxy. You simply dial pound 250, you say the keyword Pure Talk, and check in with Pure Talk and their U.S. customer service team and make the switch. Pound 250, keywords Pure Talk from Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
Jason and Sheila. Good Morning Cookeville. 1077 and 1400.
Good
The
morning,
Hub.
Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:48 now.
And City Mayor Lauren Wheaton joins us, and I want to talk about some of the things that you have already done and brag on you a little bit, because she does a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that people don't even realize she's done because she just doesn't even advertise it.
Well, because it is such a team effort. There's no one person who works at the city who gets anything done. There's so many of us who work together.
But really, you've done some major improvements. I know the roads, and people gripe about it while it's going on. Also, what was it too?
See, there's so many you can't keep up.
Yes,
So we'll go with that. Yes.
Yeah, I can't even think of went blank. I've got coming over sick mind.
Oh no! Oh gosh, I know that's been going on. No, I mean we've done, like I said, we've done a lot of quality of life improvements. We've done a lot of infrastructure improvements. I feel like we've done a wide range. We have not focused on just one thing. We've done.
Well, I'm thinking of toilets, so I can't even think of anything else.
The wastewater
management thing.
Yes, the wastewater expansion. Yes, because the toilets. Yes, essentially that is where that all does.
I'd like to talk to you more about pooping.
Well, sorry. I just blame it on the illness and taking medicine this morning.
No, it's actually funny. We took our Girl Scout troop to the wastewater management treatment plant because
interesting.
It's so cool, right? So my kid, but they went, and of course, the girls were like 8 or 9 years old, and they were asking the questions, and somehow it got dubbed the poop factory.
It's always been the poop factory.
Yes, and so we go to Prescott, and so we drive by the poop factory all the time.
Yeah.
And the other morning it was cold, and there was steam rising off the poop, and my daughter was just like, what's happening to the poop, Mom? And I was like, we're just
what's going on over there? There's a fogginess over the poop.
It is. But projects like that are what help a city grow, because if you meet capacity and you can't treat any more water, guess what you can't do? You cannot grow. You cannot extend any new businesses coming in town, sewer access. You've got to start finding out other ways.
That's the word I was looking for, sewer.
Sewer, there you go. Toilets, I knew what you were talking about.
And I'm like, I cannot for the life of me think of sewer, but I wanted to brag on you for doing all of that.
Because sewer is not
didn't
sexy.
get done.
Sewer is not sexy.
If it didn't get done and it was all backed up, then they'd be blaming
There's
Lauren.
never been a movie with Angelina Jolie about the sewer.
She was never been working at a sewer plant. No, nothing like that. But sewer is sexy because that is what helps a community grow. Those are $30 million projects that take years. That's not something that's going to happen in a few days. So
and with all this growth that we've had, we definitely need that improved too.
This is strategic planned growth. This is what you do for growth that's happening. You make sure you're always ahead of the curve, which we always are. We're always making sure, we're not going to meet our capacity until 2050, something like that. But let's go ahead and plan for it so when it does happen, you're not scrambling on the back end. Same with roads. We're making infrastructure improvements. We're making improvements to sidewalks. We're widening roads where we can. We've got the Stevens Street project coming up. We've got 10th that we're doing right now. 2 major intersections that are intersectors that we need to improve and make bigger. And so we're doing those right now. We're digging up the roads that we know TDOT's going to come in and pave, and putting new water and sewer lines down, because you saw what happened. We had that sinkhole that opened up a little while back. And that was an area, a pipeline that we were actually already had planned to fix, just came a little sooner than we thought. But if you don't keep up with stuff like that, those are the type of problems that you have.
God was like, fix it now.
Fix it now. I'm going to open up.
I'm so glad nobody was hurt too, though. That was like scary.
Biggest news story, and maybe it was a slow news day. I got more media requests about that sinkhole. Everyone loves a sinkhole. Yeah, so thank goodness nothing was.
Everybody remembers Lauren with the sinkhole.
Yeah, I guess that's what my term is going to be. The sinkhole opened up on Lauren.
She's the sinkhole lady.
Yes. It was crazy. Like I said, thank goodness nothing happened, and TDOT came in and helped us fix it. But if you don't take care of your underground stuff, that's the kind of thing
that's what happens. Yeah.
And I'm glad y'all got it figured out with Wendy's there at Food City.
Yes, yeah,
that's a handy Wendy's.
It really is on that side of town, because again, with my kids both doing extracurricular activities after school, I'm just an Uber driver for kids right now. And so having some access points for food and dinner, because we're at that stage where you either eat at 4 or 9.
Right.
There is no in between. And so having access to food like that, and other places on other sides of town, that's what we want to make sure that wherever you live in Cookeville, you've got some things to do and places to eat and things to places to shop.
We always talk about amenities. And I know with bringing things to town, we were talking a little bit about recruiting, those city amenities, and Cane Creek Park. I mean, it seems like you could just take somebody who's thinking about us and maybe a couple other cities and go, Well, here's Cane Creek Park.
Oh, exactly. And we're doing a huge expansion for Cane Creek
Yeah.
Park. You know, we just got the bids for that, for this huge expansion that we're doing. We're adding, all these walking trails, another pavilion, more parking, bathrooms, disc golf, all these things. Yeah, you forget, I think, how many people forget that right in the middle of the city is this beautiful park that's got all these resources. It's got the lake, it's got the paddle boats, it's got, again, the disc golf. Then you've got the rec center across the road. You've got pickleball coming in. We've got a dog park. I mean, how many cities our size have things like that?
I don't know. We seem to have always, even growing up here, being a kid, we've always had some things that we shouldn't.
Really?
I mean,
And being ahead of the game a little bit.
I know it's CPAC now, but when we were kids, it was the Drama Center. Well, not a lot of towns this size had anything like that, and now it's even growing. It's improving, and then with Dogwood Park right by it, that's just kind of melded into each other there. It's turned into a perfect place.
Yeah.
And the upgrades that they're doing on CPAC are gonna bring more people to town.
Really make it state of the art. Yeah, the fact I remember when I moved to Cookeville and saw the Performing Arts Center, because I'm an old, dance team girl, recitals, all that stuff. I love anywhere I can be on stage. It probably shows. But to see a performing arts center in Cookeville, I thought, this is a legit stage. I mean, it's backstage, there's lighting, there's all these things. To have that in Cookeville, I was already impressed. And so now, we're doing more renovations on that. I know people have asked me about the trailer out front of the CPAC. It's not a food truck. Sorry.
That was so funny. I think they did a little bit on that.
About
it
it.
was so cute.
Yeah.
I had people ask me, what is that? And I call them hottie toddy potties, because at Ole Miss.
That is so cute.
At Ole Miss, that's what they're called. When we go to football games, you got hottie toddy potties. And they're very nice, air conditioned.
They are
sinks.
nice.
Yes, they're wonderful. And so we have our
They're
own.
not cheap.
No, they're not
They
cheap.
are not cheap.
We're having to rent that, but we're redoing the bathrooms so they'll be ADA compatible and more friendly for females.
They've needed that for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
They have. So as of right now, little growing pain. You're going to have to go out in the trailer to use the bathroom, but they're very nice trailers.
Well, that and the concession areas as well. I mean, that needed.
It all needed.
It needed them. I mean, they were all just makeshift tables or something like that, pretty much.
And with how much it's used now, I mean, it really could use a really nice upgrade, facelift, and now's the time for it. We budgeted for it. We got the bids in, and we're working on that now.
And working with Tech, there's been a lot of city of Cookeville and Tech in lockstep in a lot of these things throughout the past year, and that's important. And it seems like something that should have been happening all the time, and it may have, and I just didn't notice it before. But Tech is such a big deal here,
huge deal,
and one of the big employers. One of the main reasons a lot of people do relocate here.
Yeah,
a lot.
They come and go to Tech, and then they say, "I love it so much, I don't want to leave."
A lot of people say that. Yeah.
But that working hand in hand together seems to be a relationship now that it has grown.
It has grown. It is that, yes, we are definitely in a long-term relationship with Tech.
We've given them a rose.
Yes, we've given them a rose. Yes, they got the final
give
rose.
them a bouquet.
Yes, they can have it. But it does. It benefits both of us by working together, because we realize all the things that Tech brings to us. Like you said, not just people moving here and staying here. It's workforce development. It's education. It's other opportunities. All these things all help Cookeville and all help Tech. And with the growth of Cookeville, I think you're seeing the growth of Tech as well.
Sure, yeah.
For the growth of Tech and the growth of Cookeville, it's either way. But by making sure both of us are taking care of the growth that's happening and making Cookeville a wonderful place to go to school, to live, to stay, to start a business, to buy a home, you win all around. And so anytime we can partner with Tech, which is all the time, we make sure that we can work together and do something with them. So
even the new stadium,
Right.
I think that I know that there was. I'm sure anything that you do. And the city council does.
Never. We never get scrutinized. What are you talking about?
Hardly ever.
Never.
I haven't seen anything bad lately.
Not at all.
But I'm sure there was some backlash to that. But I don't think a lot of people understand the economic impact of what that could be for here.
Right. We can look and say, hey, we're going to give this much money, but the return on investment that we're going to get for this, for having events coming in, for having more students, for having, we want TSSAA to bring the bowl back here, to have concerts, to have have other sporting events, to have students coming in. That is a return on investment that we will see tenfold in Cookeville, because then you've got people coming here, staying here, spending their money here. Those are those tax dollars that come directly back to us that we can use to do beautification projects like Cane Creek and to work on our streets. So it is just a cycle that if you keep it going, it really works wonderfully.
The more people we can get here to spend their money is less that we have to pay on property tax.
Exactly. So we want to keep taxes low, and we've been able to do that because we get such great sales tax revenue.
So we'd like to fleece the others.
We want you to come enjoy what Cookeville has and then go home.
She says it's so much prettier than you do.
Y'all come back now.
Here. And leave us all your money.
Leave us those sales tax.
Mayor Lorden Wheaton here in the studio with us. Always fun, and you're doing a great job no matter what anybody says.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I hope that's what people know at the end of the day. I'm just trying to make Cookeville a better place.
I think when they look back, it'll be.
You think maybe I'll get a rose too?
Yes.
We'll do
I'll give her
that.
2 dozen roses.
Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Always happy to be here. Love it.
It's Good Morning Cookeville. Sheila, real quick, who's tomorrow?
TTU men's basketball coach John Pelfrey will be here.
Oh, yeah, he's doing great.
Also, Jamie Langford, she's going to talk about the chocolate festival coming up. So that's tomorrow.
I can't wait. That'll be a fun show. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye now.
Bye.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY, 107.7 FM, and AM 1400, WHUB Cookeville.